Hey everyone, welcome back to Stonesville Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Kim, and today we are making some fried chicken. I've never tried it this method before. I saw it on a YouTube video of a cook, and I will link it down in the bottom in the description. But what she first does is she makes cuts in her chicken breast diagonally and then flips the chicken and cuts it again. And my only guess to doing this is it cooks all the way through and it does get each bite-sized piece nice and crispy when you're frying it. So I'm going to continue to do this and get all 4 of these very large chicken breasts cut up like this. When I was getting the chicken breasts out of the freezer, I believe these are from our last bulk purchase, I had vacuum packed them, which kept these nice, and you can see they're just very, very good. These are organic chicken breasts that I did purchase. And they just tasted wonderful. It made a very juicy fried chicken. And we will continue to do this, and I will bring you back for the next step. And now that these are all cut, I need to salt them. So I'm using some Redmond's real salt, and I'm just sprinkling them over each of the chicken breasts. I'm guessing I probably used half a teaspoon total on this side of the chicken. And now I am adding some pepper, rubbing it in as I go. It's probably a 1/4 teaspoon on this side of the chicken. And I'm just making sure it's well coated. Now I'm going to rub each of those 2 spices in, getting some down in. We just want to fully coat this chicken and all the bites. I'm not really separating the pieces that I've cut. I'm going to flip them over now, and we're going to add salt and pepper to the back, doing it the same way. What kind of chicken recipes do you all like? Do you like fried, baked, broiled, grilled? I love grilled. I'm not gonna lie, I do love grilled chicken, but I am not a grill master by any means, and I usually end up with more fire than I do anything. So I try to stick to ways of frying that I am comfortable with when it comes to chicken. I usually don't fry my chicken, but this recipe just really looked good to me. So here I have my electric skillet, and I'm adding quite a bit of olive oil here to make sure that that has plenty of oil for the purpose of frying. I don't want it to stick to the bottom, so just coating it, I'm guessing probably 3 tablespoons is what is in the skillet. The skillet's fairly decent size. Down in front here, I have flour, and it is my gluten-free, Krusteaz gluten-free 1-to-1 flour that I'm using. I don't believe it's 1-to-1. It's just Krusteaz gluten-free all-purpose flour. And I'm just coating each side. Now here I am rubbing that chicken or the flour into that chicken. I want to get each one coated nicely. And I'm going to place all 4 of these chicken breasts into this skillet. I'm sure I could have seasoned it with some Cajun seasoning, which I thought about it after the fact, or maybe a form of blackened seasoning. And I think that would have gave this much more flavor. But it was great just the way it was with salt and pepper. And then, of course, this gluten-free flour. I know a lot of people think that gluten-free is bad tasting, but gluten-free is not bad tasting. It's based on the ingredients you use. You just have to find the one that you like. I will not buy many things in the store that say gluten-free on it in a box. Those are often cardboardy taste, if that's even a word. but I don't like gluten-free products. And just because it says gluten-free does not mean it's healthy for you. Still check your ingredient lists. If you're not worried about the ingredient list, then have at her. But there are just some things that just drive my sugar up, and I'm just not willing to risk all those extra preservatives in my food if I can avoid it. So that's why I'm using this gluten-free flour here. And we are gonna fry these up, getting them nice and brown on both sides. We're usually looking about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, but I think because these were so thick, I was more at about 8 or 9 minutes on each side. Straightening out the skillet here for your viewing pleasure. And now I'm going to get my Tinkyada pasta ready and get that boiled and cooked for the next step. So now I'm going to be flipping this chicken and just flipping it gently into that skillet. I will have to add some more olive oil here, but I wanted you to see that after the 4 minutes of it being fried, I'm just not sure that it's crispy enough the way I think it should be. And so I will end up having to flip it back over when I'm done with this side to give it just a little bit more time so it gets that nice coating and crunchy texture. And my water's boiling. I'm going to add my Tinkyada pasta. And in the back left, you can see I am starting up my Alfredo sauce. So here I am cutting up some garlic so I can get it ready to go with that Alfredo sauce. And I'm going to actually do it in the skillet once I pull, the electric skillet, once I pull that chicken from it. And then we're gonna just get this nice and minced. And somewhere along the line here, you missed my sauteing of the garlic and the Alfredo. So I've put that Alfredo in here with the normal butter, cream, cheese, Parmesan cheese, of course, garlic, salt, pepper, things like that. It's all in there. So this Alfredo sauce is primarily done here, and I am going to add that chicken back into it to get everything back up to temperature. And that chicken, I did test the temperature when I was done frying it to make sure that it was completely done all the way through, and it was 165 degrees. I believe that's what it needs to be, and it was that. So I pulled it, finished up the Alfredo, finishing up the noodles, and we should be ready to eat here very shortly. And here it is. It is completed, and we are going to plate this up so we can get to eating some deliciousness. So I want to thank you for joining us again today for this fried chicken Alfredo, and we appreciate each and every one of you. As always, be blessed and laugh as much as you breathe.